Welcome to Silverstone, and today we're here for round 2 of the 750 Motor Club Roadsports Championship, racing in the Mazda 2 on the full Grand Prix layout. Coming into this weekend, we had high hopes as the 2 Racing UK team had installed bigger cams onto the 1.5 litre engine in an attempt to unlock more power that we desperately need, but unfortunately it didn't quite turn out the way we all hoped. And to top it off, something else happened in the race that reduced the power in the engine even more. So join me and the 2 Racing UK team for a race weekend that we'd certainly rather forget. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video where today joins at Silverstone for the GP layout for round 2 of Roadsports. So last round we were at Croft, we came 5th out of 6th. Pace was not quite where we wanted it to be, but we should have had more upgrades for this round. There was more aggressive camshafts on the A car Mazda 2, blue one, but unfortunately it's not quite gone to plan. So there's actually a bit less power than what there should have been, so we've gone a little bit backwards unfortunately. I don't know how this race is actually going to go because we're hoping to be more up there with the field. There's 7 cars in our class. We're hoping to be more up there, challenge for at least hopefully a podium, but unfortunately we've gone a bit backwards, so I don't know how this race is going to go really. It's not really too much to say. We're on the GP layout of course, same with the Burkett, so it's going to be fun to do the GP layout, but it's just going to be interesting with the Mazda. So it's more aggressive. It's a lot better before 5,000 RPM, but after 5,000 RPM the power just sort of like flat lines. So unfortunately, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully we'll have a bit of a battle with the B car. But yeah, we'll just see how this one goes. Me and Colin this round, so I've not got Neil this round, I've got Colin, who I was racing with last year for a couple of rounds. So yeah, it should be a fun one. Yeah, let's just get into qualifying and let's just see how this one goes. But on the evening before race day, we all went on a track walk, and it was a good opportunity to show the B-car drivers how to pilot a Mazda 2 and what racing lines they should be taking around this track. And well, the morning of race day, some people didn't want to get up. So we thought it was a good idea to decorate Kevin's car in a flag that he's really passionate about.
Oh bollocks, he's away. I was going to shake the fuck out the car, man. Group chat saying that I was awake. Oh, France! You bastards!
So here we go then, out for the qualifying session for today's race. 25 minutes on the clock. Now I'm starting this qualifying session with Colin going out second. Now at this point, because the A car's engine is a little bit poorly and is not quite producing the horsepower that we were expecting after the cam upgrade, I was hoping then that Kevin in the B car would be coming out right after me, so I could just compare, just see how much power we've got compared to the B car. The B car isn't quite as powerful as the A car, but this weekend the B car should be the quicker car out of the 2, so I really wanted to compare them, but fortunately Kevin was held up a bit in the assembly area, so I'm just going out for myself then just to see how this engine is running. And skipping forward a lap, through the exit of turn 1 you can really hear how the engine just doesn't want to pick up at all after about 5,000 RPM. Yeah, you can just hear it just not being able to pick up the RPMs as it flatlines at 110 horsepower after the 5,000 RPM mark. And unfortunately with Silverstone GP being a very power friendly track, I don't think this is going to turn out well for us at all. But of course that's not going to stop us from giving it our all anyway. If you look in our rear view mirror, we've got Chris behind us in his red MX-5, which is also in our class, and come through Abbey we are going to create a little bit of a gap just to show then that we've got a bit more commitment in these early stages of qualifying. But as we come through Village, Chris is going to start closing that gap under braking, so it just shows then that I possibly might need to work on my braking then come the race. But we are going to give him the room on the left hand side, then we don't really want to compromise his qualifying because our engine's pretty poorly, so we're going to give him the space on the left hand side, and you just see how much more quicker he is in the straight line coming down the Willerton straight. And well, it's going to be really hard to stick with that pace come the race with a lot of straights on this Silverstone GP track. and we rejoin the car as I'm about to complete my final lap of qualifying before being called to get boxed in to swap drivers over to Colin, and we'll see that my fastest lap out of my 3 laps was a 2:54.1. Now, to give a bit of perspective, when Neil drove this car in the Burkitt last year, his fastest lap that he managed was a 2:48, so we're about 6 seconds off pace to when the old cams are in the engine compared to these new ones. So it just shows then that this engine is not performing well at all. But not a lot happened in this qualifying session at all, really, as Silverstone's a pretty wide track, so managing traffic was pretty easy. Obviously, it'd been nice to have been around Kevin just to see, you know, just to compare the performances of both the A car and the B car. But we'll have to see what happens in the race and just get that good comparison then. But let's go give the car over to Colin and see what he can do. And as we join Colin on his final qualifying lap, not too much drama happened on his stint either, as like I said, Silverstone is a pretty easy track to manage the traffic with. As we'll see then, Colin's fastest time coming in at 2:54.7, so half a second off my fastest time. He did get a little bit of a slow start due to a double yellow flag, and well, this is his first race of the season, so probably just getting used to the car once again. But on his last lap then, he did pull through to get half a second, and we've both beaten the B car, so we aren't last in class, we are 5th out of 6th in class, 1.5 seconds quicker than the B car, as the quickest lap for the B car was set by Adam at 2:55.7. So let's debrief the qualifying session back in the car before we get to race. Right on YouTube, that's qualifying done. As expected, the car was completely down on power. Yeah, at the minute I'm in the B car, as you probably see with the blue seat. The A car is just currently being worked on. But yeah, around the corners, it felt great. I was happy around the corners. Coming out the corner for like the first like second, felt like it really pulled, especially like Maggots and Beckett's, like under 5,000 RPM, which is great. Anything over, coming down the straights, the car just felt all boggy, it's just really slow. Still managed to get the fastest time out of all the Mazda 2s at 2:54.1, which I'm not really happy about. Obviously the quickest time I got in the Burkitt was a 2:52.6 or something like that. So I was basically on the Burkitt pace in the A car. We know the A car did a 2:48 in the Burkitt, so there's pre-cams. So yeah, there's definitely more pace in the A car. Like I say, at the minute it's just unfortunate that can't really utilise the power that it's got. But yeah, it's just an unfortunate situation. I've just got to work with what I've got. At the minute, like I say, managed to out-qualify everyone, all the other, well, the 4 of us. So Colin got 2:57, I got 2:54.1. Adam got 2:55.7 in the B car, in this car, and Kevin got 3 minutes flat. Gonna guess that Kevin's gonna get me off the start, but I feel like the corner's just where I'm just gonna come into play. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, 45-minute race, I'm starting the race, Colin's going out second, 1 minute pit stop in the middle. Let's just see how it goes. And before we knew it, it was time to get to the assembly area, because we're about to start a race that we certainly won't be forgetting for a very long time. And while we're on the green flag lap, it's a good time to remind you, if you do enjoy this content and you want to see the rest of the seasons, please leave a subscribe by clicking the button below. It's completely free, and of course, if you are enjoying this video, to leave a like. So here we go then, round 2 of the 750 Motor Club Roadsports Championship. We're starting 5th out of 6th in class. We've got Adrian on our left hand side, and we've also got Kevin behind us in the other Mazda 2. Let's hope for a good start and let's see what we can do. And we get the call from pit lane to tell us that the lights have gone out and we can start racing, but unfortunately the Mazda 2 just doesn't quite have the power to jump Adrian off the start in his MX-5, but luckily we do manage to create a little bit of a gap to Kevin behind us, so we've got no threat from behind, but unfortunately we do have to watch everyone basically drive off. So for these first few corners then, they're going to be very critical, and I need to be as committed as I can as we come through cops then, a little bit of left foot brake and just throw the car in, as I want to keep this front pack as close as I can for my stint. So let's see how we can get on through Maggots and Beckett's. well, we seem to be a bit more committed than everyone else in front of us, as we've still got them in our reach. But coming down the hangar straight, they are going to start slightly getting away from us. We also noticed the Club Racing UK Vectra seems to be nursing a problem, as it's got his hazards on and he's going pretty slowly. Now Adrian's right behind this Vectra, so we're hoping then that the Vectra can slow Adrian down so we can create an opportunity, and as we come through Stowe we actually start catching up to Adrian. I know Adrian also had a problem in qualifying, so we're not too sure right now whether his car is 100%, but if it isn't, once again I want to try and take advantage of that. But as we're coming through then to Club and down the Hamilton straight, we're right behind Adrian now, but unfortunately just down the straight our engine isn't going to produce the power that we need it to really capitalise on anything at all. However, it's not going to be long before an opportunity does arise as we come through Brooklands and Luffield. If we look on the right hand side, Adrian's going to have a spin in his MX-5 and it's going to promote us up into 4th place. It's also going to promote Kevin in the other Mazda 2 up into 5th. Now we know Adrian is a lot quicker around this track, but we don't know the extensiveness of his problems that he's had in qualifying, so we don't know how much quicker he's going to be around this track. So I'm hoping at this point that Kevin can keep Adrian behind as long as he can, so we can at least try and fight for 4th by the end of the race. And if we get to the end of lap 2, coming down the Wellington straight, there's no sign of Adrian behind us at the minute. But if we do look in our rear view mirror, we're going to see 2 little dots, and unfortunately that is Adrian getting past Kevin. So now there's nothing between Adrian then and myself. But we've still got 40 minutes of the race, and surely he's not going to catch up to us that quickly, right? Welcome lap number 7. Unfortunately we have got Adrian right behind us. He's been storming up to us for the last few laps, and while I've been doing quickest lap after quickest lap, unfortunately I just can't stop Adrian from catching up to us. If we come through Stowe then, Adrian having a look on the left hand side, I start defending now because obviously I don't want Adrian to overtake us just before the pit window. So we're gonna not go defensive then. Coming up to the little chicane, I see Adrian on the left hand side. He looked like he goes for a move, so I'll leave the gap on the left hand side, but he didn't go for that move. But it does compromise my exit then, coming up to Club and down the Hamilton straight, which unfortunately then is gonna cost me. Through Club down the Hamilton straight, we're gonna put our car right in the middle of the track. So Adrian goes on the left hand side, we've got a BMW lapping us on the right hand side, a little sandwich. We've also got an Audi TT as well, and well, Adrian's done it. He's overtaken us. I think if that Audi TT wasn't there, I probably would have tried a dive down the inside, but I was too far back anyway, and it wouldn't have done much coming through Village. But right here then, we're going to try outbrake Adrian. It's not going to quite work. We catch up to him a little bit, try and see a little cutback as Adrian does miss the apex, and then coming through to the next corner, coming down the Wellerton straight. Going to try another little cutback, unfortunately just doesn't quite work out, and unfortunately that's Adrian past us. But I'm going to try and keep pushing to try and keep as close as I can, as he has got a 5-second success penalty, so hopefully we can do him in the pit stops. But of course, pushing a car with an already poorly engine comes with its consequences. Right guys, there's the dramatic blowing up of the Mazda 2. I've yet to review the footage, but I don't think it was a result of me money shifting it. The power did feel very unresponsive the lap prior, which happened to be my fastest lap. I definitely felt something off, but yeah, the next lap, following lap where I was meant to be boxing, it just blew up. We don't know if there's a hole at the back, but there's always oil at the back of the engine bay. So I'm guessing there's a massive hole at the back of the engine. That's the end of that engine for the Mazda 2. I think the 2 Racing UK lot have got plans for it. I think Neil secretly wanted it to blow up anyway, to get an excuse to get a bigger engine inside it. So yeah, it was just a shame it happened to blow up with me driving it just before coming in. So yeah, it's just a bit of an odd experience. Bit of a downer experience. I was given a pass if it did blow up because they just wanted to send it. But yeah, still not a great feeling. Having the car blow up in your hands. It is what it is, it's happened. Yeah, so they've got to investigate what's actually happened to the engine yet. Like I say, I've got to review the footage anyway, see if it was me or if it was just the engine that just went. I don't know if there was smoke coming out of it prior. Thank you very much for watching YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm not sure what the next video is going to be. I don't know if we're racing at Anglesey yet or not for round 3, which it should be. But yeah, we'll find out at some point. Yeah, thank you very much for watching YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video.